G'day, Sergeants, and welcome to Five Nights at Freddy's Secret of the Mimic. Yes, we are here with another Five Nights at Freddy's game. Now, I just want you guys to go prepared for the longest intro I think I've ever done on my channel, but I feel it's necessary for me to do this because I want to speak my mind about the whole franchise going forward. Now, keep in mind, one thing I want to start off with. If you want to skip to immediate gameplay, I'll provide a timestamp in the description below so you can go right to it. But if you want to hear me speak my mind, then by all means continue watching. Now, there are going to be a fair share of positives and negatives to what I'm about to say. So, I think I need to explain to you exactly how, I found out about Five Nights at Freddy's, and, well, I mean, I've kind of given a brief explanation to it, but I feel like I need to explain it again, just in case you... Actually, you know what? Actually, no, I'm gonna say it. So, the first time I ever heard about Five Nights at Freddy's, I was in high school at the time, and so, keep in mind that, of course, I've never heard about Five Nights at Freddy's throughout my entire school years. And I can't remember what grade I was in, but I'm pretty sure it was a grade where I was nearing graduation or something like that. And so I heard one of my classmates, speak about this game called Five Nights at Freddy's, and I was thinking, what the hell is Five Nights at Freddy's? So, the first thing that ran through my mind is that I can't make this up, I can't lie about it. So the first time I heard about Five Nights at Freddy's, I thought it was a game where it's like a pixelated 2D game, and you play as some guy, I don't know, we're gonna call him Steve. So you play as a guy named Steve who has been hired by this person named Freddy to look after his farm and, look after his lumberjack and all that, his lumber mill and all that stuff. And during the nights, you obviously have to, make sure to clean up the place and all that stuff. Otherwise, I don't know, maybe something bad will happen. And during the day, you of course help him out with his farm and his lumber. I don't know if I explained that in my Ruined DLC pack video, but I'll probably watch that and think, oh my god, there's two different stories. But yeah, so that's what I initially thought Five Nights at Freddy's was about. I thought it was just this pixelated game where you help this guy named Freddy out with his farm and lumber. But keep in mind, I wasn't really friends with this person at the time. I mean, we were mutual, but we weren't friends. And so he showed me Five Nights at Freddy's. I'm like, oh my god, this is Five Nights at Freddy's? And the first thing I can remember is that, you were positioned in this office, and you had cams, which is me basically explaining what FNAF 1 was. But at the time, I was like thinking, oh my god, this looks really cool. And keep in mind, this was, I believe, the first time I saw it, which was also about a few months leading in towards Sister Location's release. Although that game is, we'll skip that for now, okay? We'll skip that trash for now. But, yeah, so I was shown Five Nights at Freddy's, and immediately I was attracted to it. For a couple of reasons, because if you guys don't know, survival horror is in my blood, okay? I can't think of life without survival horror. It's like dopamine, I need it, So I was incredibly impressed by the graphics and the gameplay. It lured me into it. So immediately I fell in love with it. And, so, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, FNAF 1 was the very first game I saw, and, of course, that person who had the iPad, this was on the iPad at the time, and they had, like, a little pen thing, and I thought that was pretty cool. So, they also had FNAF 2 and then 3, and you know what? I never actually saw them play FNAF 4. Because I thought that 1, 2, and 3, okay, that's it. There's no more games. And so it wasn't until someone mentioned about Sister Location, I was like, okay, new FNAF game, that's pretty cool. It wasn't until I realized how dog shit that game is. But I never actually witnessed FNAF 4 at school, so I was thinking, okay, maybe Sister Location is the 4th game, because I wasn't really up to date with the franchise like they were. So they showed me all that stuff, and so again, I was really impressed by the whole graphics and all that stuff, and immediately I fell in love with Five Nights at Freddy's. It was a game that literally I was so addicted to it that I did have a friend who was, trying to help me out with getting through school, and I kind of pushed them away because I was so into FNAF, and looking back at it now, I'm actually kind of glad that I did because of how much of an asshole he was now. But I'm not gonna talk about that. But so yeah, that was my introduction to Five Nights at Freddy's. I was immediately attracted to it because of the horror aspect, as I've always loved horror. I think the very first horror I actually ever saw was Slender Man, and this is when I was about maybe like 10, growing up. And let me tell you, the first time I saw that scared the absolute shit out of me. I kid you not. I kid you not. The first time I saw Slender, every single night I would check outside and check under my bed to make sure he wasn't there, because, that was the real true horror that I got introduced to. And then it was Five Nights at Freddy's. So, after witnessing all that, survival horror and horror in general, it's my name. Like, it's my middle name. So, anyway, that's the introduction to Five Nights at Freddy's. And so, here we're going to go into the positives and negatives I think about Five Nights at Freddy's. So, first of all, I want to go into the negatives before I go into the positives, because I know you all love the negative stuff of life before I go into the positives, because I know no one gives a shit about positives. So here's the negatives, because I know you guys want that. Personally, I feel the franchise has gone down drastically. Now, does this mean I hate FNAF? Hell no! I still love Five Nights at Freddy's, it's just that I'm not a fan of it as much as I was. And here's my reasoning. It's because I feel Five Nights at Freddy's has lost its identity. Now, here's what I mean by that. So let's go into FNAF 1. It was this game where you're situated in an office. At first, you don't know who you are until you figure out at the end of the game. So you're situated in this office, and you got this power bar next to you, and you've got cams. And I feel FNAF 1 was really the first game where it introduced this absolute scare tactic, because it did something that the other FNAF games just didn't do, and that's why I feel like FNAF 1 nailed it so hard in this department. So, with the FNAF 1 game, you're positioned in an office, all you can do is look left and right. That's it, nothing else. You've got cams and power. That's it. And, while you were dealing with animatronics, you also had to balance out your power, which I feel was a really interesting mechanic, and I've never even seen that in a game before. So I'm really glad that FNAF 1 had that. Then we go on to FNAF 2. The power thing was kinda similar, except the building wouldn't run out of power, but your torch would. So you had to conserve that as well. So I still kind of find that a very unique aspect of the game, because, the torch only affected one animatronic. And of course, as we all know which animatronic that affects. And, most people think, oh, you don't need the torch for FNAF 2. Trust me, you really do. For those later nights, it's punishing. But the one thing is, I feel like the mask system didn't really help in that department. Now, what I mean by that is, you could flip it on whenever you want, and that was good, make yourself look like a Freddy, and, scare away the other animatronics. Of course, Foxy wouldn't be affected by it, which is standard. I just feel FNAF 2 was a bit overwhelming in terms of the amount of things you had to do. Like, you had to keep Foxy at bay, keep Marionette at bay, and, make sure to always flip on the mask as soon as you possibly can. But of course, we all know how that mechanic had, of course, there was always a frame issue that, I've always experienced a frame issue. I don't know if anyone else has experienced a frame issue. But the frame issue was like, as soon as you exited the cam, or if you automatically exited out of it, there'd be like a split second where you couldn't put it on, and then of course you press the button again and you'd put it back on. Normally that'd lead to your death. It was extremely annoying, but I feel it added to the whole charm. It's like, react quickly or you die. Now we go into FNAF 3. FNAF 3, hands down my absolute favorite, and it is the pinnacle of the franchise. I don't care what anyone says, it is pinnacle. This game had so many amazing gameplay aspects to it. It was, I could speak at length of all day of how good this game was. So, where do we start? Well, first of all, we've got a maintenance panel, which, of course, if you play correctly, it won't really be an issue, but if you're not experienced with the game, it will be an issue. So, things could go offline, the audio system, the camera system, and the ventilation. Ventilation, I feel, was a very cool mechanic, making you think. I honestly think that the maintenance panel and the things going offline was the perfect mix of making you think, okay, what's more important to fix? Is the cameras more important to fix? Is the audio more important to fix? Or is the vents more important to fix? That's what I loved so hard, and FNAF 3 did it so well. I can't praise it anymore. And, of course, I do love the fact that, only Springtrap was the, main threat, but don't be fooled. Even though he was the threat, and there wasn't really many counters to him, the Phantoms were really what helped them out. And if you weren't experienced like the game like I was, because I just play it like a casual player, those Phantoms will give Springtrap the biggest advantage over you. And again, whenever you go to a different cam, you'll either see Balloon Boy, and I think that the Puppet Master and I believe Chica were only exclusive to certain cams. So if you switch to those ones, you had to immediately switch to another one, otherwise you get jump scared, which would give animatronics a better advantage to, which would give Springtrap a bigger advantage to get to you. You know what I mean? So that's what I feel was the biggest, improvement to the horror, making you think ultimately twice, is every move you do going to save you, or is it going to kill you? That's why I like FNAF 3. It is pure art. And not to mention the mini games as well. I mean, there was pretty okay mini games. I'm not going to say they're the best, but I mean, the fact that you can replay them is reason enough to actually go back and play FNAF 3. And the other reason I love FNAF 3 is because it had a sort of Silent Hill-y aspect to it. What do I mean by that? Well, we had endings. 2 endings, which I feel was almost nodding at like, whole Silent Hill-y-esque kind of thing, but I don't know, I like that. Now, FNAF 4. Buckle in, because here we go. FNAF 4 still terrifies me to this day, because it did one thing right and one thing only. Lights out. That's right, I'm gonna say it, FNAF 4 had the best gameplay to it, as well as FNAF 3, but FNAF 4, this is horror at its peak. So, so with the game, you had 2 doors, 1 closet, and a bed. So here's how, I'm sorry I'm stuttering all the time, I'm just trying to process everything again. So here's what you'd do. You'd go to a door, if you heard breathing, close the door, self-explanatory. And you had to do that for both of the doors. If you don't hear breathing, then it's probably safe to go. And of course, if you hear breathing and close the door and you hear footsteps, that means the animatronic has gone away. You can shine the light down the hallway to probably scare them off even more. But you had to be kind of quick about it, because you had Foxy. Foxy could easily run into your room. It's like, if Foxy runs into your room through one of the doors, why can't he just, go to you and jump scare you? But I think Skull Cawthon that knew that'd be a bit too cheap for the AI to do, so he just goes straight for the closet. And of course, once he gets in, monitor the closet. and on the later nights, monitor the bed, otherwise Fredbear will get you. So I feel FNAF 3 had the best horror aspect to it because, you know, you had such, you know, limited lighting, and one wrong move could mean your entire death. And I literally mean that. If you do one wrong move, because I think when the lights flicker, that could indicate your death. I'm not entirely sure about that, but that's what I've always noticed. So yeah, with all these FNAF games, one wrong move and, you know, you die. But I feel FNAF 3 and FNAF 4 had it at best. And I think, yeah, I'm going to say FNAF 3 and FNAF 4 had it the best. With one wrong move, you are toast. So I liked it for that. And it was the first FNAF game that really introduced an actual story, like gameplay-wise. In between each night, if you succeed with them, you could play as this little kid who's called Michael Afton, who later on becomes Golden Freddy. You could play as this little kid, you know, who's basically going through all this nightmare every single night, and he just wants to go to a party, only to realize that the party would indicate his death. And what is inside that box, Scott? What's inside that box? But it did have, 2 minigames were pretty much just the same, and it had the challenges, and FNAF 2 also had the challenges as well, which I believe the challenges in FNAF 2 were good because you would actually unlock cosmetics for your office, which I think was pretty cool. And of course, every, you know, FNAF 1, FNAF 2 had a custom night, except for FNAF 3 and 4. They did not have custom nights, which I think was a really game breaker. Like, you know, why can't we just customize the way we want our AI? That's bullshit. But I can excuse it because the game was just so scary and fun at the same time. So, FNAF 4, good game. FNAF Sister Location. Yep. We're gonna skip it because I don't consider FNAF Sister Location to be a FNAF game. That game almost rivals Silent Hill 2. That's how bad it is, okay? I hate Sister Location. It is the worst FNAF game, period. So, we're gonna skip it because I don't like to talk about it because it's so bad. Now, FNAF World, I can't really comment on it because, I mean, honestly, if you're gonna combine horror aspects in a game like with what FNAF World did, I feel that game was very unnecessary and it just took away so much. So I'm not really going to go into that rabbit hole. Now, what FNAF game was next? Oh, here we go. FNAF VR. This game, in my opinion, had so much potential, but I just feel they could have done so much more with it. And I'm only saying that because of, Plush Baby, that absolute bitch. But FNAF VR was a really good introduction to the franchise, and it was the first time where you could really experience the Five Nights at Freddy's franchise through virtual reality. I think that everyone can agree that that system that they introduced for Five Nights at Freddy's was an absolute game changer. You know, just playing through FNAF 1, 2, 3, 4 and having all the extra mini games in VR, I think was an absolute winner for Five Nights at Freddy's. I mean, there's not really much left to talk about other than the fact that, you know, the game was just, I feel the game was perfect. I mean, it had FNAF 3 for God's sake. Why wouldn't you want to play it? It's FNAF 3. Now, we go on to Security Breach. How should I say this? What's the best way to describe it? Bugs, glitches, and horrendous AI. That's all I can say with Security Breach. Nah, there are positives, but that's just the only negatives I feel about that game. I just realized I've been combining positives with negatives the whole time, so I might as well just say it. So FNAF Security Breach was the first time in the FNAF franchise that we got to really have a 3D exploration world. but at the cost of terror. And don't even get me started on the goddamn Showtime part of the game, because I'm not fucking going down that rabbit hole. But no, Security Breach was the first time where we got to play as this character who we've never experienced in the FNAF games before at all, and I don't even know if he's even connected to any of the main characters, who's Gregory. And, you know, you had this whole huge, you know, mega pizzaplex to explore, and it was a pretty good game. But the one thing is I found with the game is that there was just too many AI that were just ready to hunt you down and kill you. And I feel that when you completed the game, you should have full exploration of the game. Not this bullshit where, you know, if you complete the game, no, you still have to worry about animatronics. No, that should not be the case. But don't let that fool you. It's a really good game. It has so many good values about it, you know, like the boss fights, the fact that you can upgrade Freddy. I feel that was good because, I mean, the only way you could actually get the upgrades is if you do the boss fights. And I'm not going down Monty's alleyway because he still annoys me to this very day. But yeah, so I feel FNAF Sister Location, Security Breach was a good game. And it also had so many areas that were kind of hinting towards, you know, FNAF characters like El Chip, you know, Roxy Raceway, Bonnie Bowl, what's another one? Well, anyway, so yeah, I feel like, and I mean, not to mention you had Laser Tag. That was a good one. And you also had the Bakery, which was inspired by Chica, and that game, if it wasn't for those areas, I would still call Security Breach a pretty bland game, but we had those areas, so I can't really talk shit about it. And I just realized Pizzeria Simulator. I can't really comment on that game because, one, I haven't really delved too deeply into that game. I mean, I don't know, the story about it for me was just a bit confusing. I didn't really understand anything about that game, so I mean, I am going to make gameplay videos on it, but for the time being, I don't really understand what Pizzeria Simulator was trying to go for. I mean, the fact that at the end of the game, I do remember you can actually burn Baby, which honestly, fuck Baby. I do like the fact that you can finally kill her, which I believe was a great clap, you know? So Pizzeria Simulator, I mean, it did have pretty good 8-bit mini-games, I've got to give it that, and the fact that you can even make your own pizzeria, like, come on, you can actually make your own pizzeria? Who would want to download that? Now, I'm going to get one other game out of the way because I feel like it was a failure, and it goes to AR. I personally didn't understand where the game was going. I mean, I get it, you know, you can bring FNAF characters into your house. I mean, I get it, it's a cool concept, but I just didn't understand where Scott was trying to go with that game, so it's not a bad game. I did play it, but I did record videos on it, but I got rid of them because the game just, I don't know, for me it was way too confusing. I didn't understand what was going on. So I'm going to give that game a 5 out of 10. I mean, Sister Location gets a 0 out of 10 because of how bad it was, but AR was just, I feel like that game had potential, but it didn't sit well with me. So I'm going to skip that. I'm going to say it, but I'm going to skip it as well. Now, we have Help Wanted 2. I honestly can't really speak too much of this game because, if anything, it was just more of a, you know, a prequel, if that's what you'll call it, to Security Breach. It did have a lot of, you know, meaning to the game because if you think about it, it was Security Breach before it happened, and I don't care what anyone says, that's what it was like. And the mini games were really cool, I must admit. Even what was the mini game? It's like a carnival where you shoot balloons. that was hands down my most favorite aspect of that game. The sister location minigames sucked absolute ass, and I'm gonna skip over them. What was it called? The Faz Soda minigames sucked absolute ass, and I hate them. Mainly the third night. The third night was horrendous. I feel like it was just way too hard, but the first and second one weren't that bad. The log ride for Foxy, I feel like that should have been a DLC, but I'm so glad it wasn't. And not to mention, at the end of it, you get to play the Princess Quest minigame in VR. If Help Wanted 2 never featured that, I still would have thought Help Wanted 2 would have just been bland and basic. And it also did feature it had multiple endings, and it was cool, but I don't know, I just didn't really get into it. Also, I'm not going to speak too much on the Curse of Dreadbed DLC pack for Help Wanted 1, because it wasn't really anything, story related. It wasn't anything like, complete this minigame and you get this bit of story. I'm not going to really comment on it, other than the fact that DLC was fun if it wasn't for Plushkin Patch. And I hate Plushkin Patch with a passion. But it wasn't that hard if you were to set your brightness all the way up. Yes, I know I actually did that, and I'm gonna confess I did do it. Sue me for it, I dare ya. So, that's all that out of the way, and then we get to this game, and there's probably a FNAF game I missed. Oh wait, yeah, Ultimate Custom Night. I feel that game was perfect. If it wasn't for sister location characters, it would have been top-notch. But it did miss out on a few characters, which I'm thinking, why would Scott Cawthon do that? But it was a good game. Although it's just time consuming to learn all 50 characters at once. Like, the normal person probably only set maybe 3 or 5, or I don't know how many animatronics, to maybe like 1 or 5. And just have a casual game. But for those really experienced players out there like Dorco and Markiplier, they obviously have the time to soak to actually, practice and learn 50 characters at once. And frankly, for me, I don't have the time, but I'm still trying to get the time, okay, so shut up. But no, Ultimate Custom Night was a great game. I feel like it went overboard with the amount of requirements, because there are so many different requirements. I mean, 3 characters share one ability where you have to buy the plush at the prize counter, and like Nightmarion's one was pretty cool, where you can't have the curse over him. Balloon Boy, admittedly, this time wasn't a bitch like he always is. Enid, Springtrap, and Molten Freddy shared the exact same ability, except with Springtrap there's no indication to know whether he's at the end of the vent via sound. You have to look at him. Balloon Boy and Phantom Balloon Boy and Phantom Mangle, I didn't really find much issue with them, but I mean, if you guys know the gameplay mechanics, then yeah. So that's my whole rant on Five Nights at Freddy's, and then we come to this game. I haven't played it yet, but we're going to. So, hope you guys have enjoyed my gigantic rant. And I know it was a big one, and I know you guys dragged on for long enough, but don't worry. So without further delay, we're now going to be playing Secret of the Mimic. Let's go. Clock in. Unused employee ID. God damn. Okay, so even if you haven't used an employee ID, you can still delete the profile. What? Also, this game just came out 2 days ago, but 3 because I'm uploading this late. I was going to upload videos on it when it came out, but I don't know, I just wasn't feeling it. But now here we are. Let's go. Yeah, brightness all up. Ooh, that looks like a nice area. Let's go. Okay, well, just go new game. There we go.
Arnold, Hey, buddy. This is Dispatch with Bear Entertainment. How are you feeling?
Well, since you asked, I just finished a 36-hour shift, and I'm struggling to stay awake. Frankly, I tried to tell my manager that I can't work like this anymore.
Awesome to hear. Well, listen, we need you to take one more shift for us, since you're our closest technician in the area.
Wait, what?
I think I'm the one that actually is controlling the car.
I know, the grind is exhilarating, isn't it? And we're so happy to have you on the Bear team. You can't fool me, though. You're just trying to snag one of those $25 gift certificates at the end of the year for outstanding performance.
What? No, I'm doing it because you guys keep threatening to dock my pay and repo my truck.
I love that enthusiasm. So anyway, this will be a piece of cake. We had this contractor named Edwin Murray. He was developing some tech for us, but he's gone quiet. As per his contract, everything he's been working on for us is now legally ours, so we're sending you in to get it. Our motion sensors indicate that someone is still inside the building, moving around, although the signal's a bit erratic, but we don't expect any kind of confrontation. We'll follow up with more instructions soon. For now, just follow these directions and find your way into that building.
I hate you.
Amazing. Thanks for being a part of the Bear team. Dispatch out.
Notice that's the voice actor Andy Field. So good to see he's in this game, and also that's a little nod to FNAF 3, a little figurine right there. It's pretty cool. So it looks like this is the start of Secret of the Mimic. Oh, what was it? Mason? The numbers? Oh no, Call of Duty?
Good job.
Doesn't look like anyone's here.
I'm sure you're right. Those motion sensors never tell the truth.
Okay. How am I supposed to get in?
To access the building, you've been provided with a...
Okay.
Look around you.
So, what is this? A data driver. Okay, let's grab it. Okay.
Good job. Well done.
Got a data driver. Cool.
That data diver is your master.
Oh, data diver, not driver. I'm an idiot.
Lose it. Now get in there and retrieve our property.
Also, I forgot to mention one thing before I actually started this gameplay. I still cannot play FNAF 1 to 4. And that's because every single time I go to play it, I'm stuck in the main menu. That is a true testament to horror. Oh, so we gotta... Oh, okay. So once we grab something, we actually have to manually pull it with the analog stick. That's really cool. So let's see, let's have a look around here. So... looks like we're in this really old rundown parking lot. Is that a mansion up there? Where the hell are we? What is that? Like a... oh, that's a mail. I wonder if Michael Afton is still facing his horrors up there. I'm sorry. I had to. Because I mean, come on, what other FNAF game have we ever had that's featured a mansion? FNAF 4 is probably the only one that I can think of. Anyway, enough screwing around, so... well, I just want to have a look around here. It looks like we can go back here. And of course my controller decides to glitch like a bitch. Yay. Can we go in here? Yeah, oh my... what is it with games and doing that where it's slightly open but you can never go into it? Like seriously, what is with that? Okay, looks like we've got some repeated textures right there. Swag? Oh my god, I did not just use that word right. Also, we got a sprint button. Have we got a 3D model? Of course we don't. Anyway, let's have a look around. So, looks like there's not really much here, but I'm gonna go over there and see what's around. Looks like one of the lights are out. Oh no, they're back on. What's that say? Pardon our mess. Okay. I can... oh. Was I supposed to do that? I have no idea. Murray's Marvelous Cleanovac. Home of the original. It's so original that I've never heard of it before. You know what they say about marking the X? Marks a spot. Okay, we got a drain right down there. Pretty cluttered drain. Let's have a look around. So it looks like we can't get through into the building through here. Or maybe we can get through here? Oh no, it looks like it's
The MCM facility is temporarily closed. For all deliveries and work inquiries, the client and deliveries entrance is located around the side of the building.
Okay, I'm sorry.
The MCM facility is temporarily closed.
Alright, so it looks like we can't get through that entrance, so it looks like we have to wrap around there. Oh my god, this controller, stop it! Okay, I just tried to move left and right on the controller as I was running. Not one input worked. It's just a common issue I have, not much I can do about it. It looks like we've got some slides. An elephant. Is there a new Orville? Orville elephant? So what, are we going to be having some Pizzeria Simulator characters in this game? I mean, the only other FNAF games I've ever actually seen, those kind of characters were in, like, you know, Pizzeria Simulator and, Ultimate Custom Night, but I've never actually seen them return for, like, another game. So, what is it I'm playing here? Because I thought I was supposed to be playing Five Nights at Freddy's. So that's pretty cool. We got like a little dome obstacle. It's pretty cool. Wonder how many kids have broken their legs on those. I am such a horrible person. Do I care? Not really. Yeah, this is one messy junkyard. Like, who did this? Okay, we can go through here. Got some chairs. Chairs EXE was going to not work, but then it decided, you know what? We're gonna work. So... You know what that intro kind of reminded me of? It almost reminded me of the intro to, Silent Hill Origins. I've actually got videos on that game all done, I just haven't uploaded them yet. And I was kind of thinking after I do all the videos for this game, I'm going to upload videos on Help Wanted 2. Because even though I've completed that game, I just have not uploaded videos on that game yet. And it was going to happen, I just got a bit sidetracked, you know what I mean? What a great introduction to this game. My controller's glitching already. I had no issues yesterday, but of course now I have to have issues. Because the game just loves me. So they got this giant open space right here, and we can't go in it. Just block it off, or make it a shorter area, you know? But I get it, they're just trying to make, you know, the environment seem legit, so I excuse it. Ooh! Ooh!
Welcome, potential buyers, to Edwin Murray's Costume Manor, the leading powerhouse in costume
Be yourself.
entertainment and carnival game technologies. Ooh. Come in and see what Murray's can do for your carnival, amusement park, midway, or fun fair. This client tour will show you just what I'm capable of. Get ready to be amazed. Don't forget, every one of my creations are available for purchase or lease.
So where's Freddy? Isn't the game based off Freddy? Where is he? I'm gonna be rather disappointed if he's not in the game. Ah, haha, we got Sun. Oh, okay. Okay.
Welcome!
What?
Just begun!
Okay, I'm gonna turn subtitles on because I'm not playing the game without subtitles. Options. Would it be an audio? Here we go, subtitles. I always like to make it large. Because, you know, that's just how we do it here, you know, so just shut up. No, I'm joking. Okay. Let's go.
There's so much
Mr.
to be
Helpful.
done. You want to be here to stay. It's a one-of-a-kind fantasy workshop where you'll quite simply be amazed.
This is really cool. A hippo? Mr. Hippo? Am I supposed to watch this? Because this is really cool. Monty? The death-defying dive. Mr. Rock... A big squid. Or an octopus. So what am I supposed to do? That was really funny. It's sort of... This game is giving me heavy Bendy and the Ink Machine vibes. That was a really fun game. I enjoyed every second of that game. So do we have to pull the curtains? That's what I'm getting at. So let's pull the curtains. Yeah, move out of the way, you octopus. Octopussy. Okay. Alright. Whoa! Did the developers get inspired by Bendy the Ink Machine? Because this is what it feels like I'm playing, a FNAF X Bendy the Ink Machine game. You know, because it's funny when I don't know where I heard this, but when Security Breach was preparing to be released, I heard somewhere that someone thought it was like, you know, going to be like Bendy and the Ink Machine inspired FNAF game, and that game was nowhere near anything like Bendy and the Ink Machine. If I can say anything, this game feels more like it. So it looks like we got more symbols there, so I'm not going to worry about that. Oh my god. Look at the way this is. Look at that. Look at its eyes. Was it like Daffy Duck? Bloody hell. This is Five Nights at Freddy's. Why is there no bears? This is barely entertaining. Oh my god. Was it like a warehouse or like a little factory where they like manufacture? So I really want to know who Edwin Murray is, because we got told about that character, but who is he? So I've got the power room, so looks like we might have to do an old Call of Duty thing here and restore the power. Okay. Okay, it will not work. So it looks like we have to delve deeper into this place in order to get that thing working. Let's have a look here. What's that? Oh, I've got a crouch button too. So it must be just like the whole security breach mechanics, except I can't jump. And I can't use my Omni movement. Omni movement. Get the hell out of here. Okay. It seems like nothing wants me to exit into this place, so that's fair enough. I didn't want to enter in here anyway. Is this a gen? Dun 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 dun. You know it. Oh, that's right, because tomorrow. So this video is getting uploaded on Tuesday, which for you would be today. So I'm saying tomorrow, which would be Wednesday for you, the Five Nights at Freddy's chapter in Dead by Daylight gets released. I am so excited for that. I'm actually going to be making gameplays of that, so yeah, so this is going to be kind of like a Five Nights at Freddy's marathon, but not really. So we've got the FNAF game that released, and then we've got a FNAF chapter for Dead by Daylight. So you Five Nights at Freddy's fans will be eating well tonight. I mean, you FNAF fans will be eating well this year. Because also, this year we've got a FNAF movie coming out. Oh my god, that looks so wrong. That looked so wrong. Soothing sound. Oh my god. Is this like a factory? Was this the place where they manufactured the animatronics to get them ready for security breach? As you can see, it's 12 AM. So what do we have to survive until 6 AM? So what do we have to do here?
Just follow the soothing sound of my voice.
Helper. I don't get to read that. So what do we want to do first? Maps, logs, run moon.exe. I don't think that's appropriate. Let's do logs. Return. Well, that was helpful. Maps. Okay, looks like we got looks like we got a visual overview of the game. So let's see, we got admin wing, manager's office, loading bay, upper welcome show, showroom 3, roof access, showroom 2 and showroom 1, and then showroom lobby. They've got the security office, which is where we currently are at, then welcome lobby, loading bay, warehouse, admin wing, workshop, backstage theater, and then retail showroom. Oh god, what happens if I press this? You know, I'm just gonna press it. What? Go to bed, open window, open dresser. No.
Hey, you made it. I knew you would.
Okay.
I went down at you for a second, and those who did are now out $20. Not that anyone here at Fazbear Entertainment was wagering if you would survive or not. I mean, how immoral would that be? But seriously, great job. Now that you're there, and it would be very difficult for you to turn back, I should probably level with you a little. We're still detecting movement in the building that you're in, and we have a little bit of an idea as to what it might be. Old Murray made some neat stuff over the years, and unfortunately it seems that one of his most creative inventions may have encountered some homicidal glitches.
Well, that's comforting.
These things happen, and I'm sure it's nothing to worry about. But you should probably worry about it.
Yeah, it's nothing to worry about for you.
An endoskeleton that can adapt to any costume or character, large or small.
Oh my god.
Take on the persona of the character it occupies. With the addition of the aforementioned homicidal tendencies, of course. We'll be working on some ideas of how to neutralize this rogue endoskeleton. But in the meantime, just try to be quiet, careful, and focused on the task at hand.
So it's like an animatronic skinwalker?
The fact that this entity could potentially be inside any
Entity.
character that you see. All right, take a deep breath and get back in there. Finish the job, and that $25 gift certificate is as good as yours. Right now, you should focus on finding a way to turn the power back on. It looks like you don't have a security level high enough to leave this office, or enter the power room for that matter. Use that data diver upgrade machine. It should give you clearance to open the door. It's very important that you update the data diver whenever you find an access station. This is not optional. Now go find that power room. Over and out.
Great. Now we've got an animatronic that can... Oh my god. And you think my job is worth 25 bucks? That should be $1 million. I'm not doing this for 25 bucks. Hell nah. I paid more for this game than 25 bucks. I paid 60. And you mean to tell me that my job is only worth 25 bucks? I might as well bloody quit my job now. Go find another job somewhere that'll actually pay me better. So how would I find high enough clearance? I really don't want to interact with that thing and potentially wake up Moon, but it looks like I might have to. Here we go. Parachute.exe. Why would you want to parachute out? What? Go to bed? What? I don't want to go to bed. Never again. Then don't. Open window. The window is locked. Where is Moon? Open dresser. Your socks are nicely folded. I don't care about my socks. Oh, wait. Is this like a little mini game? Wait. This looks pretty cool. Examine desk. There's a letter on the desk. Dear Moon, can you bring back the sun? Okay. Open closet. You slowly open the closet. Something reaches for you from the darkness. You hear something. The thing pulls you out. Restart. I'll restart it. Because it looks like this is a little mini game that we can play. So instead of going for the turn on fan, you turn on the fan. Ah, nice. Not so nice for me, because I don't feel any. Open bedroom door. Examine toy box. Why would I examine the toy box? Let's examine the toy box. Let's see what's in there. Hopefully it's something significant. Of course it's empty. Don't know why it was open in the first place. So like my bank account, it's empty. Open bedroom door. The door is barred from the other side. Well then open it. I don't know, bash through it. Why is the fan not on? I turned it on. Yeah, okay. Gnashing of... You hear a gnashing of teeth. Exit game. Recover the Fazbear property, find the elevator to the manager's office, reset the power. So we can't get through here right now because we don't have high enough clearance. As you can see, we don't have high enough clearance, or some bullshit like that. Okay, whatever. So what do we gotta do? Can't interact with that. Basic security, repair, creator, admin, executive. So... Oh, I get it now. So the door that's showing like a diamond kind of symbol is security. And then what would that one be? So this one's kind of like executive. Right. And so this one's security as well. Can I? Ah, okay. So I can update my driver. Or my diver. Upgrade security permission, yes. I'm sorry, but my download speed is not like that. Oh, okay, I see how it is. Yeah, I see. Okay, yep. I'll restart that. That's pretty cool. Okay, so we'll keep it in the middle. Middle track. Let's go up to the top. Yep, there we go. That's really cool. I think that's a great addition to the game. Okay, security permission granted. Good. Or gained, whatever. Alright. Now it looks like we have some permission now. Let's use it. There we go. Hey. Don't know why it closed on me like that. That was kind of rude. Alright, let's see what we got here. God damn. Where's the bears? Come on. It's just Five Nights at Freddy's. Freddys. Notice how I say Freddys? You know, the Fazbear character? Why is there no Freddy? Like, oh my god. If I don't see Freddy or any other character that I'm familiar with, then this game clearly is not Five Nights at Freddy's. It's something else. They just probably slapped the FNAF title on it just to make some money. No fucking doubt. Anyway. So let's see what we've got around here. Can I go into here now? I think I might have enough clearance. There we go. Is that lava or is that soda? What the oh my god. What is this bloody Goofy? Good lord. Pull the lever, I guess. You're kidding me. Oh, so looks like we have to get something all the way down to there. Let's have a look at this puzzle. So, yep, that one there. And where does it come out of? Okay, it comes out of there. So what I might do is pull this one slightly to connect it there. No, but that... Oh wait, never mind, hang on a second. I can connect these ones via there. And then pull this one this way. No, but that won't... Oh no, it does work. Okay, that's cool. Okay. Drag this one to there. That looks correct. Is that correct? Because it looks correct. Unless I made a mistake. No, it's... Yeah, see, it looks... It connects all the way of it. Yeah, it all connects, yeah. Unless this was the wrong thing to do. Oh. It was just calibrating. Okay. It was just calibrating. Oh, is that a bad thing? No, please don't let that be a bad thing. Come on. Okay, that was good. That was good. Okay.
Testing. 1, 2, 3.
1, 2, 3.
Power has been restored to this wing of the building.
Okay.
Overhead paging works. Come on back to the security office for further instructions. Oh, and be careful. We are seeing some strange readings in the area.
Oh, that's great. That's great.
Anything unusual yet happened?
Oh no.
Actually,
Okay, so we're playing as a character named Arnold.
Security office, and I've
Arnold
given you
Schwarzenegger.
instructions on what exactly we need you to retrieve for us.
Oh my god. So now we've got a threat on us. Great. Is that him? Was he there before? No, it had to be the mimic, right? You know, I don't care. I don't care. Can we back in the security office? Boom, 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 boom. Okay.
Please report to the security office.
Yep, I am. Okay.
That was quick. So, let's talk about what you're there to find. Obviously, this possibly murderous endoskeleton has encountered some unfortunate glitches, but that doesn't mean the idea isn't sound or valuable. We think that endoskeleton has a lot of potential, and that's why we want you to retrieve Murray's original schematic for it. And after you find that schematic for us, we can certainly try to maybe find a way to probably save your life from it. If that's not incentive enough to find the schematic, then I don't know what is. Get that schematic, and with some luck, you can deactivate that endoskeleton and collect it for us as well. I can just smell that $25 gift certificate, can't you? You need to reach Murray's executive suite. That's where the schematic most likely is. Your data diver doesn't have executive permission yet, so you can't get anywhere near it. Not a problem. We just need to find stations to upgrade your data diver until you can gain access. They're all over the facility. In fact, there's a station up in the warehouse manager's office. You should head there next. Before you go, take a hand crank for the security fence. Looks like you can get one from the inventory tube system. That's the big machine in the security office. Should be active now.
Is that all he's got to say? Also, why is this only 5 watts? Is it really that underpowered? Alright, what do we have to do here? Okay, so it looks like insert the data diver. Collectibles? Yeah, as if. So there's collectibles in this game? Pretty cool. Tools. Okay, I need a crank, because he didn't mention a crank. Withdrawn crank. Cool. Grab the crank!
Keep on trucking.
Keep on trucking? How about you do this stuff and not make me have to do it? You're the one who's forcing me to do this, how about you do it? You know, stop being lazy. I'm the one that's doing the stuff for you. Oh, so the crank goes here. Right. Round and round and round and round and round. Oh! Ooh! Oh no. Where's a place to hide? Oh, here we go. What?! I hid. Okay, let's just continue. So, wait, where's a good hidey space I can go to? Let's see if I can look for one that's really good. That might just be a bit too risky. That might be worth it, just fuck it, like, I don't know. Go, 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 go. See if he finds me in here. Oh my lord. Trying to be so quiet. If I can find out where he's at. Let's try and wrap around here. Are those noisemakers? Oh, he's right there. It's like a monkey bomb. I don't care, I don't care, I don't care, I don't care. Thank you. Go. Alright. I want mail. You got no mail. This will take me to the theater. What's my objective? Find the elevator to the manager's office. Okay. Where does this lead me to? creator. You're the creator, you traitor. There's no vaccine to cure our dirty needs. For now you must build up our machine, you will die tonight. Oh wait, is there a code? Is there a code? So we've got 2, 6. Can there be a 0? I'm gonna guess that's a collectible, so I might just do it in my... I found out there's actually collectibles in this game, so I'll do that in another video when I'm done with this main playthrough. So 2. Can there be a 0? If you guys know why I said that, then... that's cool. Admin wing, manager's office. Okay, so... manager's office... that way. 5. Is it really that easy? Okay. Where the fuck did that go? Oh god, oh there it is. Right down there, let me get it. There you go. Okay. Alright. So it looks like this might be the manager's office. What is that? Alright. Thought it was a trash can, that's just a seat. Somehow I do not want to go in there. The game's probably going to force me to, isn't it? So it's my main objective now. Find the manager's office, okay? So it looks like I need a crank. So there's a manager's office right there, because that definitely looks like a way to the manager's office. What way do I really want to go, though? I'll see if I can go through this way first, to be honest. Fuck it. Alright. Okay. Okay. Just keep it on the low. There we go. That was easy. Pretty cool little hacking device. There we go. End. Cool. Alright. It's a wash ride. Tools. Oh wait, yes, I could use a tool. No! Damn it! Goddamn. Now that crank is way too small. And plus, I don't think I can even jump up there, nah. Helper. I'm not doing that shit again, no. Alright. Looks like that was just a massive waste of time. Okay, I'll go through here then. Do I really want to turn that crank? Remember what happened in FNAF 2? Yeah, I don't want to turn it. Looks like that's my only option now. Oh my god, look at that thing! Look at it! And children come here? Oh my god, someone needs to get a refund. That is horrendous. If I took my kids here, fuck, I'd want a refund. Let's play. Okay, looks like we got some elements of FNAF. You needed...
Welcome, new user. Back to work. Please select your method of delivery. Mail memo, a random missive report news dispatch docket. Solicit epistle. I deliver in a snap. Ready? Execute. Mail call. I will make it snap, snap, snappy. Do you need a snappy delivery? Please select your method of delivery. Package, letter, parcel, post.
Okay, so it doesn't seem like he actually does anything, it's just, repeated dialogue. Okay. I'm gonna tell you something right now. This is not 3D rendered. This is actually an image put onto a two-dimensional texture. Yeah. Oh no, it's okay. As you can see, right around, where is it? Right there and there, you can see what looks like vertices. Oh no, well, so you can see vertices right there. So basically, what the developers did is that they took a 3D modeled cube, and then what they did is that they took a texture of this. So obviously they took a screenshot of it in, I don't know, maybe development, and then what they did is that they actually applied the image on a cube. So it looks like it's 3D rendered, but trust me, it's just a cube with a texture on it. Trust me, I would know. I did this stuff a lot, you know, in high school. Trust me, it's just a cube with a texture put onto it. A lot of developers do that because, see, thing is, if they were to render this whole area here, you see, this whole area would take a lot of, you know, frames to. I mean, it would take a lot of rendering for the camera to keep on registering 60 frames per second. So again, what they do is they take just a simple object, like, you know, maybe a cube or a sphere or whatever, and they just apply the 2D texture to it. I mean, they apply the texture to it. So yeah, it just, by doing that, they save on so much memory. Trust me, it's a very common thing that game developers do. Every game developer does it these days. Like, you know, like for example, with like, you know, Call of Duty maps, for example. In the background, they might just put like what looks like an actual 3D rendered area, but it's just a 2D, I mean it's just a simple cube or a sphere with a texture on it. That's how they do it. It's a very common thing that developers do. God, this looks like I'm jerking off the bloody gen. That looks gross. Oh my god. Oh my god. Ugh! What the I'm sorry. No. What the Oh, am I supposed to run? Oh. Oh, Jesus Christ. Well, that was a bit over dramatic. Like a pretty big fucking fall. Okay. My lord! It's not my birthday. It was like, 3 months ago. Anyway. No, 4 months ago. Why did I say that? Anyway, let's go through the tunnels here. Out of order. God damn. So can we pull the lever? Yep. Go away, Jackie, go away. I don't have the time to deal with your bullshit. I really don't. Go away. Let me guess. She is going to somehow stop the elevator from going up. I don't know. That's just my estimated guess. So now if I can stop drinking my alcohol... I'm just joking, it's not alcohol, I'm drinking Fanta. Because I love Fanta. It gives me a good shot of dopamine. Oh! What the? Man, she is... Oh my lord! Damn, she's crazy. So like my ex-girlfriend. I'm sorry, but if I want a hug, I'll go ask someone who actually wants to give me a hug. Which is certainly as hell not you. Okay. Whew. God damn it, go through. Are you kidding me? Most inappropriate place to put something right there. Okay, come on. Well, how about you get this nice slice of cake for yourself? I'm not hungry for cake. Close the door. Alright, let's continue that one. Let's continue. Okay, let's close the door just in time for her to not get through. Oh god, she is resistant. Jesus. Is it over? Hope to god it is. Okay, now it just looks like I'm playing Among Us. Ooh! She is crazy. She is mentally crazy. Well, she is a robot, so... Oh my. How do you get a kick in the face? That's what I'll give you. Ollie Ollie oxen free. What? I don't get it. What?
Please respond. Over.
Oh, we have to respond to him, okay.
Awesome. Glad to see you made it here without any complications whatsoever. So we did some digging to learn more about that bothersome endoskeleton that keeps relentlessly pursuing you. From what we can tell, it was designed to keep Murray's son entertained while Murray worked. It would mimic the actions of those around it. At some point, the endoskeleton was exposed to some sort of violence, the details of which are a little fuzzy. This mimic endoskeleton then copied that violent behavior. We came up with some great ideas on how to protect yourself. Unfortunately, we came up with those ideas before the last technicians were sent in, and they ended up with less than positive results. So it seems that maybe distraction and avoidance are your best tools, as a direct confrontation will likely result in the loss of some limbs. The previous technicians considered it an honor to lose limbs in the service of their company, and I'm sure they would tell you that themselves if they hadn't died from blood loss. We expect you'll succeed where they failed. 1 out of 3 Fazbear employees has confidence in you, so go get 'em, Tiger. I found the location of another upgrade station in the showrooms. You can get there if you head back through the welcome show. That's the room where you entered the building. Check the monitor. I'm sending you a camera feed. Go there. Over and out.
I just want to tell you guys how significant that piece of dialogue was. But I'm not going to explain it now. I'll explain in the next video. So on that note, guys, hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Sergeant out.